Hey guys, good morning. It's Simon with TRADENPERFORM Coaching. I just want to do a quick overnight count from the European session on the trade setups. They came overnight for guys in the room or people who are just interested in the algo. So here we go. We're going to look for one specific trade. I'm going to highlight it. We're looking for bars associated with this particular diamond, or the bar can be blue, right? Or yellow for the short, right? So um, So we'll start with the trade count. We'll start at 1 in the morning, my time. So let's erase and we'll just do a count and we'll kind of get a general idea. I'm not going to go through and do the full journaling on it. So here's down triangle. There's the little green dot plus the bars blue. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, right? So the only question here is, did the stop survive? So your entry would have been roughly 15,316 minus 12, so that's 06,0475. So let's bring it down to 0475. And you can see there it survived by a tick. I may need to add a point to that trade, but you can see it did survive. Your maximum favorable excursion on that would have been 15,332. So from 16 to 32 is 10 plus another 5. That's about $300 a contract right there. That's trade number one. Oh, and before I continue going, if you'd like to come in and check out what we do in the room, simply send me an email and ask for a 3-day pass. It's right here. You can pause it, go back and look. Trade N, the letter N, perform at gmail.com. Just say, hey, Simon, I want a 3-day pass to check out the room. The cost is not outrageous. Our lowest membership is $95 a month. Our highest membership is $250 a month, depending on whether you want the software on your desk. So you got to spend money to make money, right? So there's trade one right there. Trade two, right? So I'm looking for either a bar like this with that's yellow, and then I'm looking in front. I either need a triangle, a purple bar, or a pink bar in front of it, something to that extent. So actually, let's go back. This would have been, you wouldn't have taken the long here, I suppose, but you could have scalped through it. It would have survived the stop to get you to a profit. I wouldn't have taken that trade. Well, maybe I would have. And actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I wouldn't have scaled that if I had taken it. I don't think I would have gotten enough on it. Let's see. It's 141. I usually won't trade right in front of the open, and it only gave 5 points. I will actually call that a 12-point loss right there. Actually, no, and I take it back. It wouldn't have been a 12-point loss. It would have been an entry here, and I would have flipped the trade. I'm going to explain that right there. So it would have been an entry at 23. It would have been a 4-point loss, and I'm going to explain why that is, because it then gave a triangle up, and see this yellow bar? That qualifies. So triangle up, yellow bar, entries right there at 15. See how it's all mechanical? I'm not having to overthink it. Where I start to think about is whether I'm in a good location to get the trade. There's the 15,319, and that gave, obviously it did not stop, and it gave a maximum extension down to 15,297. So that's 23 points, $460 roughly would have been your maximum favorable entry. Your next entry came over here. Again, this is going to be a short video. Next entry came over here. Triangle up. So this is where you get stopped, right? So you got to remember we're trending up in the product, right? So, but the stop's going to be small because you're going to flip it, right? So I'm going to spread it out and explain that. You got a valid entry, right? Usually we have a bias in the rim. You got triangle up, yellow bar down. So you can't say, well, it's not an entry. It is an entry. I wouldn't have taken it, but that's a different story because the overall bias is to the upside. I prefer to take longs right now, right? You would have stopped that out right here because you would have flipped the trade, because then you get a purple bar followed by this bar with a green dot. So the dot is what almost everything has in common, or a yellow bar or a blue bar or a combination of both. So that's a purple bar followed by a blue bar with a dot on top. You would have entered it at 08, you would have stopped at 12 and flipped, right? And then that flip actually took you all the way over to the overnight high. Realistically, most of us would have scaled out like there. That would have been a 12 to 39. So that's 20, would have been 32, 25 points, $500 a contract, right? No entry here, right? Entry would have been here, valid here, pink bar, yellow dot. Your short would have been right here. Obviously, your stop survived. The most you would have been able to get on that trade is 30 to 18, $200 a contract, right? And then it would have flipped long again. Again, I'm favoring the longs at the moment. Purple bar, triangle down, bar with a green dot on it. That's a long, right? Obviously, it didn't get stopped. You don't have to worry about the count. 27. And 27 actually took you all the way up to, you would have flipped it here and gotten stopped, actually. Again, I'm mostly biased to the long side, but that still would have ended up being 27 to 45, which is roughly 20 points, $400. And if you took that short, you got stopped for 12 points or $240 a contract. And then at the high, we did not get the setup, which is totally fine. So that's the GameQ overnight report, guys. Specific trade setups, specific entries and exits. You can't ask for more than that in a process. So anyways, if you're interested, the emails earlier and the email address is earlier in the video. Have a great day. Have a process. Follow the process. Respect the stops. Make money. That's how it works. This is Simon. I will talk to y'all later.